let's start with Moustakas going to the Reds because that happened first.
Yeah. And this is a Cron Pod.
It's a Cron Pod, and everyone knows that. I wasn't too shocked by this until I saw 4 years and that he's playing second, and then that there's having a second base. Have we had 2 moves now? The Brewers picked up a second baseman, and they're going to make him a shortstop. And now the Reds have picked up a third baseman, and they're going to make him a second baseman. And they're like going all in on this. So good for Moose. Dude, I do like that the Reds are like halfway through last year. They could have decided to sell and like kind of ditch money. And they said, no, like let's build off what we have. And they're putting together a nice club. Like we know their staff's pretty good. Their top 3, Castillo, Bauer, Gray is good. They have Votto and Eugenio at the corners. Now they have Moose at second. I don't know defensively how he's going to be over there. He doesn't look like a second baseman. But what do you got on this? So I was surprised by that. 4 years is kind of crazy to me. Everyone's getting overpaid, and that's good for baseball, I think. Give the players the money.
Yeah, the players are getting paid, and that just means good things for the sport. Jim, I think we deserve early claps that Moose finally got paid. I mean, Moose got thrown in the franchise tag ringer, and he was at the qualifying. I mean, he'd been waiting for his payday for a couple years now. He finally gets it. Good for Moose, and just as he expected, it's as a second baseman. I mean, kind of wild stuff, and that's he's listed at 6 foot 225. I think he might have pushed the limits of that a couple seasons when I've seen Moustakas. But yeah, it looks like, again, I didn't see let me see how many games he played at second base. He played 47 games at second base this year. Apparently, he rated out pretty well analytically, enough that Cincinnati was ready to make him their second baseman for at least a few years. And I think another interesting thing we haven't seen messed with too much in baseball is that there's something to baseball with all the shifts that are happening that the positioning is more important than the dude almost. So if Mike Moustakas can, in theory, field a ball and make a throw, you can put him in different spots on the field. So
yeah, you can take a bad defender, but match him up with a great defensive chart, and he's good.
And I mean, it just feels like we've lived in this baseball world, and I have hopes that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the fact that only so few people can play an awesome third base, and like the same thing with shortstop. But there is something to the fact that, like, hey, if you can make a throw and you can field a ball and we can put you in the right position, let's have some fun with this. Like, let's get the best bats on the field, and it'll be interesting to see what Cincy does at shortstop. And I don't think they're done spending, Jim. The rumor was they were in on Wheeler. John Heyman had everyone in. John Heyman had everyone in on Wheeler. We'll do our Heyman segment later, but no, this is fun for the Reds. We'd like to see more teams doing this.
Well, is Freddie Galvis going to be the shortstop? Are they going to match him up with Didi now, or they were rumored to go after Didi? They need a shortstop. They didn't get Wheeler. They have 3 starters. Are they going to go after Didi Gregorius now?
I think there's still a chance. I wouldn't rule it out. Who knows what Didi's price is at? I mean, this is kind of wild, right? Everyone has been getting paid, and shortstops never hit free agency. Are things going really well for Didi right now or not going well? I don't know. We haven't heard his name mentioned at all yet, have we?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wouldn't rule it out for Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati has a number that they're willing to spend this offseason, and they want to go all in. And I think the numbers just have to line up. I think they're going to get another impact player. I don't know if that's Didi Gregorius. I don't know if that's a starting pitcher. I'm not sure what that looks like, but since he's in, I mean, the Cubs have taken a step back. They're not the juggernaut Cubs. St. Louis is good, but I mean, Ozuna's gone, and they're not a team that scares you. So go get it. And the Brewers, our Brewers, that team looks a little funky right now. I'm interested to see what they do this offseason. Travis Shaw's gone now. We were talking about their corners before with Shaw. their team's a little bit of a mess. So I'm excited for the Cincinnati Reds.
All right, yeah, I'm excited as well. I mean, Moose isn't a top tier player. Like, don't get us wrong there, but he's helps them, and he's good that he got the money. Like, the best thing people say about Moustakas is, he's had 2 seasons where he has hit over 30 home runs and less than 100 strikeouts. But that would make you think he's a power and on-base guy. He's not an on-base guy. I think his best on-base year was last year, and it was still below or just barely above league average.
Yeah, he got on base at a 329 clip, which ain't great, but he's got serious power. I mean, 2017 he hit 38 homers, last year 35. So he's got some pretty solid OPS seasons, and especially of late. I mean, he earlier in his career he had a couple rough seasons that really kind of hurt his total numbers, but over the last since 2015, so what's that? 4 seasons. He's got an 817 OPS, so he's a left-handed bat with some real pop. He's going to give you 25 homers on a bad season, 35 homers on a good season.
Okay. Do you like him in Great American Ballpark?
It's a hitter's park. He should fare well there.
Okay, what about close your eyes and picture him in a Reds uniform?
Ooh. Some of the weird ones might not look good on Moose.
Yeah, he never really looks good in a uniform anyway.
Sleeveless day? That might be tough for Moosey.
Oh, he's going to look like an armless Bob, kind of.
Maybe Moosey's planning on losing a couple LBs.
I think he's going to have to. Doesn't look good.
That's good for longevity.